Hey, I'm Bob from Trade Genius. I want to talk to you about the next great thing to invest in, and that is gold and silver and the gold and silver miners. Please listen. Right now, the opportunity in the next 4 to 6 years is for you to make 200 to 800% investing and trading in gold and silver and the miners. It's just a tremendous opportunity in front of us. Right now, the world is just awash in debt and in credit, and we're really approaching bankruptcy on a worldwide basis. The world has $235 trillion in debt right now. The entire value of all the assets in the world is only $300 trillion. We're so close to having debt more than how much everything is even owned in the world. It's incredible. And it's going to come to end very soon. But there's one thing that has no debt obligation against it, and that is gold and silver. The old money. You got China, you got Japan, you got Europe, you got the USA, awash in debt. It's just amazing. And the trust level is going to collapse. And people are going to not want other people's currencies because they know they're printing them like confetti. And that's going to leave only one thing. That's gold and silver, the precious metals. And the reason why gold is money, it's rare, it's hard to mine, it's difficult to counterfeit, and so it's trusted. And in the world, the United States only has 8,133 tons of gold stored in the U.S., and worldwide 187,000 tons with all the other countries included, and all the people and their jewelry. And in order to balance the books, if people wanted to go back on the gold standard, the price of gold would need to go up by 20 times. And worldwide, even more so. And so it provides a tremendous opportunity. Gold and silver are tremendously undervalued. But that's into the future. In the near term, gold and silver at least will double, because gold and silver had been tracking the Federal Reserve's balance sheet. But starting last year, the balance sheet doubled, but gold and silver did not. And that's going to change. And when that changes, it's going to cause a tremendous pop in gold and silver prices. And it's going to cause a lack of confidence in paper money. See, the bankers pulled a fraud. They sold gold, and the reason why it's suppressed, they sold gold they don't own. And when gold starts going up in value, people are going to want their gold instead of the promise. And when that happens, the bankers are going to have to find the gold, which will cause the price to go up even more, or go to jail. And in their term, we think it's going to double. And that's going to provide a tremendous opportunity for people who are paying attention and are positioned. And this is where we think the opportunity lies. When there's a recognition that there's more promises for gold than there's gold, and then there's a run for gold. But we'll already be there because you're listening to me today. And then we're going to teach you how to find the right miners and the right gold and silver opportunities and trade them. And if they don't do it, these guys are going to go to jail because people aren't going to want the paper anymore. They're going to want the real thing. And the debt is just exploding worldwide. I mean, it's going to be like a fireworks display. And if they can't come up with the gold, these guys are going to jail for sure. And so I think they're going to solve the problem by letting gold and silver prices go higher. And the reason being is that, gold is rare. There's only 3 atoms in a billion. Only 54 silver atoms in a billion. Gold and silver came out of a supernova. And it comes to the earth, sprinkles at a time. And then it finds its way into the earth, and it finds its way to the miners, and it gets extracted, and then we get to use it. And that's why people are using it instead of paper money for years and years and years and years. and we're going to go back to it again. Last year, for example, only 2% increase in the supply of gold. But debt increased by 9%. So gold can become even more valuable because they haven't learned their lesson yet. And then there's going to be a demand for it. And there's going to be a triggering event. And when that happens, they have to come up with the gold. And that's what's going to make the price fly. And we're there now. We think it's already started. And you need to be in the front end of this train. And eventually it's going to be only payment in gold and silver cross countries, I should say. And the reason being, gold can be trusted. It's durable. You can't counterfeit it. It's private. And it's default proof because there's no debt against it like a currency has today. Currencies today are just a promise. And what's a promise worth? What if a government decides not to honor its promise? Gold is gold. Either you own it or you don't. Either you provide it when you want something or not. But if you love gold, you'll love the miners because of leverage. Because when they're mining gold, if the price of gold doubles, their costs don't double. And that puts more profit into your hands. And if you own the miners, you're an owner. And you get to participate in that upside. And that's reflected in higher stock prices. And we think the price of gold is going to go way higher. And these miners are going to become tremendously valuable. And they're not today. You still can get these miners at good bargains. But it's already started. It's already started. The bigger miners now are starting to buy the smaller miners. And that's why you have to get into this and on this train now. You got to learn how to trade and find the right miners to buy so you can get on the front end of this move. And we've seen this happen before, just in recent history. But you got to know what gold and silver miners to buy and where. You know, it's always safe in the United States, Canada, Mexico, Australia. Long mining traditions, protection of property rights. You know, Russia, China, Indonesia, Peru, South Africa. These countries have a lot of gold that they're mined. Some of them you can't get to, but also some of these countries make it difficult for the miners. A lot of extortion. You can't really trust the judicial system, property rights. You know, laws change, rules change. So you look for companies that are going to be providing you the best and safest opportunities. But if you love gold and you love gold miners, you're going to really love silver miners because silver is undervalued gold by 5 times. So if gold's going to double to 2,500, you're going to look at silver prices that it could be up to $140 in the near term. And when it happens, it's going to happen fast. It's going to be an event. And those who are not paying attention are going to miss the train. And we don't want that to happen. Here's the gold miners that we like. Barrick Gold, Newmont, Goldcorp, and Goro. Silver miners that we like. We like Wheaton Precious Metals. We like First Majestic. We like Endeavor, Pan American Silver, Hecla Mining. And then when to buy them? Well, that's where we come in. We have a secret code that looks for hidden buying pressure that tells us that it's a time to get into a gold and silver miner or gold and silver itself and then get on the train before it leaves the station. And that's the best opportunity for you to profit. Here's an example of what it looks like in terms of a trade that was just taken. And they happen almost every day. When that happens, you put yourself in the best possible position to profit. And when the signal is not right, because it's not right 100% of the time, it keeps your losses small. And that's the secret of trading. Let your winners run, cut your losses quickly. And that's what our system is designed to do. And that's called a high profit factor. It makes more money when it wins than when it loses. And when that happens, you can stay in the game and build wealth over time. And so when trading gold, you know, it's tremendous opportunity. because it's undervalued. The miners are undervalued. The silver miners are undervalued. And by factors of 2 to 8 times. So time is going to be a friend of yours if you're already in that. Now, for the bankers, when the price of gold and silver start to go, they're in big trouble. They're going to have to find gold and silver. And they're going to have to find it from you. And so buy it ahead of them. Get the miners ahead of them. And make a lot of money. Thank you so much for listening. We ask you to check out our full gold course at www.tradelikeagenius.com or www.tradegeniusacademy.com, or join us.